All right, after 2 days of no sleep and figuring this out, we finally figured out how to make sure this AWS cloud and the execution of the code for figure 19, 15, 16 works. All right, so we're gonna go base the beginning part. Obviously, we had to, install our server and everything, like making sure that we install okay, let me go through the whole beginning process. So basically in the beginning you had to install Apache, and within Apache, before you do that, you have to create your own instance, basically from here, your own instance, right here from AWS. You have to create your own Ubuntu instance. After you do that, you would have to make, or you get actually a PEM file that you have to create a key generator. This file right here, it's a little hard for you to see, but this right here, you have to create a private key in order for you to actually run your Ubuntu right here and get all the Apache working and everything like that. So once you're done with all that, installing the Apache, MySQL, and PHP, and the EC2 Ubuntu, like all that is done, then you actually get in the process of doing all this. So I'm just gonna close all this out. So this is my PHP, my admin database. As you see, you had to, in order for you to actually get these, like the product, the URL, and I think there was one more, product performance. I think it was system. Yeah, so it was, I believe, let me just double check. All right, it's mailing list. For some reason, mailing list is not showing here anymore. But yeah, so you had to take these scripts one by one from here, all these SQL file scripts, and put it into the SQL right here, and like just copy and paste them, and then it would generate a specific database for those ones right there. And then once that's done, you would have to okay, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it's just been a long day for me to really get everything working. But yeah, so once your PHP admin is created properly, like this, you have like the credentials and everything. You actually have to go to let me go to this. The actual file for database, right? You go to that file. You actually have to change. You have to change. Where is this password? Right here. You have to change that thing to your specific username and password in order for it to work. So once that's done, you have to go to something called FileZilla. You have to, if it's Windows, you have to make sure that you properly make a demo, or basically your own little new site right here. You click on new site. You have to put a bunch of information like how I did right here, in order for it to work. And then once you do that, you would have to transfer this file into, I believe it's this directories right here, this path. It's var www html, and then you put that in there, and if you open it up, you'll see those two files that will pop up, the data.html and the database.php. Once all that is done, you have changed the username, right? You change the username for this, right? You put this you use the FileZilla and transfer it to your actual server within Ubuntu, right? Once that's completed, because this is associated with your Ubuntu server, and that's associated obviously with your AWS, basically Ubuntu server. That's what I mean. And then you would, let me zoom out a little bit. Let me just place you guys back here. All right. All right, perfect. So once you're done with all that, you go to your open address. Obviously, the HTTPS one does not work, so you do have to change that to HTTP. So watch right now. And press enter. Alright, so now you're on the site that you're supposed to for the assignment for you to pass. Then you go there, you get a data HTML. You can put all of them on. The one that this is all, this basically means everything. Send query. And boom. You are in your database. Yeah, it was very, no, I'm not going to say it was simple. It took me 2 days of no sleep to really figure this out. There is a lot of deep dive you have to do in order for you to really get this whole Ubuntu working properly, getting the PHP, getting the PHP installed, getting the PHP my admin installed, getting MySQL installed, and just, yeah, it took me a very long time for it to really work, even the Apache to work properly. Yeah, it's just a lot of things I had to deal with. In the YouTube video, you would really have to just like play around with it. Sometimes it's not really useful. You have to like search a lot of things online for it to actually work. But yeah, as of now, everything is working. So I'm just, if anyone watches this video, you definitely need to have the PuTTY key generator installed. You definitely need to have, this is another PuTTY that you need to be installed as well. I'll disconnect and show you what I mean. So this is PuTTY configuration. This is where you actually put your database name, like it would be Ubuntu. Just put Ubuntu at, right? You see that, Ubuntu, and then you would have to look for your, your address, the one right here. You just copy it real quick, and then you take it here, paste it. All right, one thing, you go to auth, credentials, remember that little PEM that you're supposed to create over here, it turns into a private key, and those are actually listed right here on my desktop. This one right here is the private one, that is the PEM, the one that you have to use this to get that. And then once you're here, you gotta just look for the Ubuntu one that I created, and then puts the path right there for the Ubuntu one. Press open, it takes you to your Ubuntu file, and that's how you start basically everything to install the packages, upgrades, updates, MySQL, PHP my admin, Apache, get everything running from the video. Once again, you do have to do a lot of digging. It's not, those videos are not going to help all the way. You do have to do certain things by yourself and find other ways to really fix your code, or just the commands. Sometimes they don't work. But yeah, good luck. If you understand my video a little bit, you might get understanding at the end. Well, how kind of really help you a lot if you get everything installed first, and then if you need help with the actual database part, like getting it to run, like with this part, like you watching my video should definitely help with that, because I did not understand. It took me a long time to do it by myself. So yeah, I just had to do a lot of thinking, and it worked. But yeah, at the end of the day, we got it working. I have no complaints.